Yello Internet, my name is RK Angel, and welcome back to another episode of Ori and the Blind Forest. So we're heading over to... Oh. Be careful, Ori, the ground is unstable. Oh no! Whatever will I do about this? So we're heading over to... Cursed. This whole thing. This whole episode is just cursed now. Yes, yes, the ground is unstable. Come here. There we go. He's still down there, so we have to be careful with him. And I can't go up here yet. Hold on. Leave me alone. Yep. So we've hit that point where the monsters are a little bit stronger now. We have a new tree over here, a new tryptophobia. Anno, the spirit that died here, was strong and courageous. Listen to his voice. He was able to focus our light. I get to do bombs! Yes. You've learned Charge Flame. To use this ability, hold X to charge, and then release X to detonate and damage everything in proximity. This is a move that I never use. I'm sure it's useful, but I, never use it at all. Huh? Boom. Boom again! You get a bunch of experience for that. Yeah. You know, I don't remember what I was talking about before I went over there. I really don't. I'm sure it'll come back to me, eventually. This is another door. Yep. Boink. Found a large spirit-like container. Wait, hold on. This just opens up a shortcut back here. It's like a little rabbit goat. We have another ability point, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop up to the top here and defeat this cursed thing. Because these are literally the worst enemies in the game. They split into smaller enemies. Save right here. We're gonna do an ability point, so I think what I'm gonna do is nothing, because all of those require 2, so never mind. I think I can hit this guy. Oh, I don't like that noise that he's making. Gross. That took so long. Alright, I needed that to blow this up. Oh, oops. Wrong button. There we go. Well, at least I've got a save point right there now. Alright, I'm assuming that means you want me to go up there. I do remember something that I was talking about, so... Ouch. In the first episode, there was, when Ori died, there was like a flower that grew on him, and I mentioned that in the last episode because I mentioned all of the other little Oris dying in the last episode because I think... So like the Oris that we've seen so far turn into trees or like plants and stuff. So I have a theory that all of the flowers that spawned, they didn't spawn around him, they just showed up around him. I feel like all of those are other Oris that were killed. Like they either died over time or they were killed by Kuro. Found a life cell. Cool. Yeah, but I think they were all like all those flowers, because that's what he turned into. Like, extra powerful Oris turn into those trees, because they've all had abilities so far, and I've gotten abilities from their, from the spirit trees. But weaker ones, I think, also turn into plants when they pass away. And I think that's what happened, because Ori, when he died, he wasn't very strong at all. And he turned into... He turned into a flower, because there was one that, like, grew where his hand was and was the first one that grew. I just think that's a cool little headcanon of mine. That they all of them were Oris, or Ori creatures that had died previously. There we go. What is Ori? And, like, the species. Ori species. What are they? I'm curious. I want to... They don't really explain that at any point. Like, how do they fit into the ecological web of the forest? There was Gumon again in the background. Because it doesn't really seem like they do anything. Like, he's obviously here because he's fixing stuff. You know, but, that's just because he's the last one that was alive. The rest of them are all dead. Like, we don't see any other living Oris over the course of the game. So yeah, like, how does he fit in? Because they were created by the Spirit Tree for some reason. He calls Ori specifically. He calls Ori his child. Multiple times. He refers to him as his son. Or, well, he refers to him as his child. He does not call him his son specifically. So, yeah, like, why? They just kind of exist. Why? Why did the tree make them? It could be, like, a simple explanation of, like, hey, he wanted children, but he's like a tree. So I guess that doesn't make... He's a tree. He doesn't need kids. He's a magic tree, nonetheless. Yeah, and to, like, add on to that, what is the Spirit Tree? And how does Sign... Like, that's the basis of that question, is what the fuck is Sign? Because she's weird. Because she, like, exists as an entity outside of the Spirit Tree. She has her own thought processes and, like, she has her own abilities and stuff. And she referred to herself as... She refers to herself as the light in the eyes of the Spirit Tree when she first introduces herself. And the tree and Sign both refer to themselves as R. So they're like pieces of each other. But it doesn't really explain, like, Sign talks, but so does the Spirit Tree. Sign has her own thought processes and, like, the way that she thinks is different than he does. And she's also got, like, abilities. Like, the tree resurrected Ori, but she can shoot. Like, that's her. Oh, not another one of these things. I need to upgrade my attack, because I'm not doing as much damage to everything as I was before. More spikes. Lovely. Ouch. I didn't see that. I can get it through, I can get through, I can get through. There we go. Huh? Oh, there's another spirit well is over here. Cool. I can save the game. Yeah. And, you know, if the Spirit Tree and Sign are connected, did the Spirit Tree make Ori the new Spirit Tree? I've been wondering that since last episode, because and before that too, because there we go. So, like, in the last episode, when they were talking about it, it sounded like the Spirit Tree was dead. I mean, and hear me out, I'll hold on a second. While Ori brought hope and light to the forest, others gave in. embraced darkness and fear. Ah! He yoinked it right out of the tree. A Gumon from the Forlorn Ruins. We must follow his steps. We must get what he stole. Regain the water vein. Alright, and so I'm wondering, like, who is Ori the new spirit tree? Is, like, he the spirit tree now? Because the insinuation seemed like the tree was dead. Like, oops. Okay. It sounded like what happened is the tree used the last of its strength, the last of its power, to resurrect Ori, and I'm assuming that takes a lot of magic. Bringing somebody back from the dead, even if it's like back from the brink of the dead. Because he died, he stopped breathing, you know, and then he was resurrected in a fit of magic. So, and when we were talking to Spirit Tree, or when we were talking in front of the Spirit Tree, Sign was talking about, Sign mentioned that he had used the last of his power to resurrect Ori, and he was dormant and still. Come back! Fool. I need that thing that you took. And when they were showing us the cutscene where Kuro had stolen Sign from the tree and crushed her, they said something along the lines of, it was the end of their days. Bad decisions were made by all... Ow. I have to go all the way back. There was also a point where it was mentioned that Ori received the Spirit Tree's light. So, and that felt very like... Because the Spirit Tree is light, right? And Sign is with me, and Sign was part of the Spirit Tree. So I feel like it's very heavily insinuating that the Spirit Tree is no longer alive. And that Ori is now the Spirit Tree, or doing, at the very least, what the Spirit Tree was supposed to do. God damn it. Got killed again. Hold on. Actually, hold up, because there's an ability that, yeah, that one gives me more life when I heal, or when I save. Yes, you, going back down again. Oh my god, I don't know how I survived that. I have no idea. Anyway, we're here now. I'm gonna save. But, yeah, when, so it just seems heavily implied that Ori is the Spirit Tree now, because what's also happening is the Spirit Tree sustained the 3 elements in the 3 different areas, and we're going and fixing those now. Which was the Spirit Tree's job originally. There he goes. With his stupid long legs. He looks like a spider. Sweet. Cool. Yeah, so I'm just curious. I feel like the insinuation is that Ori is the new Spirit Tree, and he's the one who's gonna save the forest, and that's like the whole story. But I'm not 100% sure. It's just what it feels like. Anyway, I think the next episode. Yep, the Moon Grotto. Lasers! Death lasers! Violent, death-defying lasers. We're gonna go back here. And go back into the light. Because this is really cool. Nope. Right here. This beautiful little spot. It's very nice. Anyway. That was all I had to talk about. Next episode we're gonna go do the Moon Grotto, and then we'll probably finish up and get to the Ginso Tree itself. Like, actually go into the dungeon and do about half of it. But I'm not 100% sure how much we have left here, because I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of stuff from this section. But who knows? Thank you all so much for coming with me on this adventure, and I hope you join me for the next one. See ya!